What's up, guys? Welcome back to another What If? What if Deku was a vampire? Part 1. So let's begin our What If. So, we start off with 4-year-old Deku. And he's in the nighttime, playing with his toys. He goes to sleep. It's now morning. And he wakes up on a sunny day. And this day was his birthday. So he officially turns 5. And him and his mom want to go to their aunt and uncle to have a family barbecue in the forest. They go to the forest next to a castle that they rent out. So it's now evening. Deku has had a nice day until a bat came and it hid in the shadows, seeing Deku sleep. Then, when it became the full moon, the bat turned into a middle-aged man. The middle-aged man jumps onto Deku's bed silently, crawling towards Deku's neck, then starts moving Deku's body, opens up his mouth, unleashes his fangs, and stab it inside Deku's blood, ripping out all the juice of his blood. Deku screaming for help. His mom comes, seeing a freaking vampire sucking on Deku's blood. She screams and she starts running away with her phone. She drops it, and the phone was recorded, seeing a bat full of blood on his face. And she's just running and running until she trips, just like a horror movie. And the vampire comes closer and closer and decapitates her. Then we see a whole bunch of people who are vampires. And it's a family, the Aruzu family. Then we follow from Deku waking up, and he hits piano. He's like, "Mom?" And his hair has turned white. And he's in the same castle. His bed sheets have been changed to old raggedy stuff. He goes downstairs where the food is, and he smells delicious food. And as he goes down, he's like, it's probably bacon and egg and sausages and orange juice. And he goes downstairs and all he sees is dry blood and blood as the drink. And he sees different people and they're like, hello, welcome to our family. It's been an awkward 2 days, hasn't it? We may have decapitated your mom, but we're adopting you today. And it may sound weird, kid, but you're part of the Yaruzu family. And you're part of the Yaruzu blood. So come join us and eat these delicious food. And Deku's like, food. Lovely food. Wait. But where's my mom? You heard her, didn't you? Where is she? Please. Then we see Mommy Yaruzu, another 5-year-old. And she's like, oh, we ate her for dinner. By the way, your mom was very delicious. Deku crying non-stop. Then he's like, then where's my aunt and my uncle? And they said, "Oh yeah, we give it to our dog. And he sure loves it, eating their bones." Deku, frightened, scared. By the way, if you're scared about gruesome, you might as well click away. And yeah, so let's continue. So, we follow from 5 years later. Deku is now part of the family. They basically now a whole family. Deku's changed his name from Izuku Midoriya to Izuku Yaruzu. He goes to school like a normal kid, and yes, he obviously gets told, "You quirkless loser," by you know who, Bakugo, Katsuki Bakugo. And yeah, all his life. But he hasn't told anybody that he's a vampire. And there is a vampire society, and there's around 1 billion of them, and a couple millions in Japan, and they are more than the humans. Deku easily fits in, and he's tempted to drink Bakugo's blood, which he does do to Bakugo's friends every single year, to torture them and torture their family. Yes, Deku, he's killed Bakugo's mom, but Bakugo still thinks that his mom died in a car crash, when actually Deku killed her. We follow from 5 years, and we follow from Deku in class with his sister, Momo Yaruzu, and they're both in class studying. Until we follow from Bakugo just annoying Deku by throwing paper at. Deku is like, Bakugo, you wanna smile today in the nighttime? Cause today is actually a full moon. And also it's the special day for me. It's my birthday. I'm turning 16. Do you wanna come with my family to have a party? You're all invited. And they were like, huh? What do you mean? Deku was like, I've been bullied by all of you, but it doesn't matter. We all look delicious. We all look nice, good, and I just want to have this special moment with you guys. And teacher, you're also allowed. And you'll be our first meal. Oh no, you'll be our first contest. You'll be very good to have an invitation to our party. And it'll be all an honor if you all join us. Then we follow from, it's the end of the day. Deku is now walking, and a sludge villain is coming at Deku. Deku easily super speeds behind the sludge villain, and he jumps super high in the air and turns into a freaking bat. And he flies away to the forest and lands at the castle. And he tells Momoyaru's dad that, "Father, we're having a party with lots and lots of people who are from their class, and they're gonna have a nice meal." And the dad's like, son, that'll be very an honor. And it's now 9 p.m. Deku is now wearing his gal and his cape, and he's ready, and he opens the door to all the classmates, but Bakugo's not there. And yeah, Deku says, where's Katsuki? And they're like, oh, Katsuki's not coming, he just doesn't like you. Deku's like, doesn't like me. And Deku, he's like, does any of you want some blood? And they're like, what do you mean? We're already in this creepy castle thing, and it's very giving me creepy vibes. And I see cobwebs all over the place. And that's kind of a creepy question, Deku. And everybody sees Momo, and they're like, huh? Why is Momo wearing the same thing as you, Deku? Deku goes behind them, Momo goes in front of them. Deku grabs the person who's talking too much, and he's like, hey. And he gets a knife, and he slices the guy's throat and sucks on his blood. Deku's like, that was a tasty meal. Now, all of you, now you need seasoning. He snaps his fingers, he calls the butler, and he puts them in chains. And Deku starts putting all these sources of blood. And it's like, now this is what you call seasoning. Not all you humans doing this. Deku starts devouring their blood, their skins, and their bones. Then we see the vampire dog, and it's like, woof, woof, woof. And Deku grabs the bone and he throws it for the dog to eat. Deku's like, Father, do you want some? Father's like, no, son. You very pleased me today. That could be for takeaway. And yeah, Deku's like, yes, Father. And you're probably wondering, why is Deku so okay with his mom dying? And his uncle and his aunt and his family? Well, it's because Noyaruzu's family hypnotized Deku, as it's one of vampires' things. And they can only do that to weak-minded. And Deku at that time was weak-minded. Remember, he's only 5. And Deku, he's changed from that day and he's became this person. So, we follow from Izuku Midoriya just chilling, and he's just doing press-ups and all that, training. And then his sister comes in his room, and she says, Brother, there is a place called UA. If you've seen it, I've been there a couple of years ago, around 40 years ago, and it was a bit boring. Mostly killed all the children and all the teenagers, but don't you think we could fit in, become heroes, or just maybe steal their blood? Deku's like, don't we need Father's permission? Momo's like, maybe we don't. We've all been slaves in here for the past few years. These people are not even my real parents. You know? And they're not even yours. Deku's like, I know that. But the day he hypnotized me was the day I felt alive. Well, even though I'm dead, doesn't really matter. And Deku, he's like, I'll think about it. Follow from 6 months later, and Deku, he knocks on his sister's door, and he opens it, and he sees her sister on her phone. And Deku's like, I want to join UA. It seems like a good school for blood. And maybe, if we become heroes, we could tell them that we're vampires. And they could give us blood. And these powers kind of are quirks, aren't they? So, it'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? And Momo was like, yeah, it would. Then we follow from a couple months later. Deku's been training for the big day, the entrance exam. And now is that day. Then we follow from Deku. In the morning, goes downstairs and does a casual same thing. Drink blood. Deku drinks blood and he's like, mother, this is wonderful blood. I don't know how you got this. It's very rare. Is it from the old people from the nursing home? And they're like, yes it is. Deku's like, mother, I'm going to drink some blood outside. So, me and my sister, can we go? And she's like, it's morning. You can't go outside. The sunlight. Deku's like, Mom, I know. I'll wear my hoodie and my sunglasses. And she's like, okay. So, Deku puts on his hoodie and his sunglasses. And he walks out. And he's like, sun does still hurt, but it'll do. And he talks to his sister whilst they're going to UA, a few blocks away from their house, and they're just walking in the forest. And yeah. Then we follow from them walking into UA, and Deku sees a rock. Momo is about to trip, and he catches her, saving her life. And her hoodie would have came off, and she would have turned into dust. Deku's like, you nearly tripped, sister. And Momo's like, yes, brother, thank you. Uraraka was about to use her quick, and she's like, And yeah, they walk into the school. And Deku's like, I smell lots of blood. I wish I could keep one for dessert, but it'd be very unpleasant. As I finish all the seasoning, then Deku goes to the entrance, goes into the exam, and Deku's like, it's very hard. Deku super speeds and stops time. So does Momo, and they start looking around at smart people who look smart, like Ida, because he wears glasses. And Deku, he looks at his paper and he starts, doing the same thing. Ida is already about to finish. Then Deku does some wrong answers and he gives it to the teacher, and he's like, sir, I've finished. And he doesn't realize that everything stopped time, so he puts time back to itself, and we see President Mike still holding the paper, and it's like, whoa, why was this paper in my hand? And he sees Deku and he's like, I finished. And he's like, oh, that was very quick. I guess so. And everybody's like, Nani? How did that kid do that? Is he fast? Deku's like, yes I am. And remember, Deku, he got super hearing. So he goes into the assembly hall, sits down next to Bakugo, and he looks at Bakugo and he's like, how I want to rip off your flesh. Bakugo's like, huh? What do you mean? And Bakugo's like, damn nerd, get off. Sit somewhere else. And Deku's like, have you heard about your friends? How they are all missing? Bakugo's like, yeah, I've heard. Do you know anything? I heard that they were going to a party and they vanished after. Deku's like, nothing happened. they are all right. They left, and somehow they never came back. I don't know what happened, but yeah. And Bagoo's like, yeah, my mom is going around and searching, so as their parents. Deku's like, their parents, as I see. Pleasant. I do love the flesh of parents. Ah, yeah, parents. They must be worried sick of their kids. Well, let's listen what President Mike had to say. President Mike is explaining about the 0-pointer robot and all the points they have to get to pass the test. So, we follow from Deku going into the line. And this is where we end this part. Hope you guys stay tuned. And guys, always leave your lights when you're about to sleep. And please like and subscribe. And stay alive.